Hello to everyone in the Global Trainer Syndicate. My name is Etika, and this is usually the part where I go on a massively long rant talking about the stuff that my channel has to offer, but I learned my lesson in the past. I'm not going to do that this time. You want to know who I am? I'm a Pokemon battle narrator who also does a whole lot of other shit on his channel, but I do pride on it being 100% HD, so check it out if you're interested. Also, in terms of the kind of Pokemon that I use, I'm going to cut straight to the point. I use completely unorthodox sets. Some of them are somewhat more normalized than others, but you'll see random times where I just use randomly crazy Pokemon for no reason whatsoever. The reason why I do this is because I've been playing this game for almost 5 years now, ever since like Gen 4 in the middle, and let's just say that I'm reaching that point where I need to do stuff crazy in the game in order to feel like it's exciting. And if I don't, then I know this game's gonna get really dull to me. So I happen to use crazy stuff in fields where they shouldn't be, simply because I like to test their own utility and to sort of challenge myself and to have a lot of fun at the same time. So that's the kind of stuff that I do. If you're interested, check out the channel. Either way, guys, Global Trainer Syndicate, I have for you guys an incredible battle today against somebody who I battled from the Smart Gun Wi-Fi Battle Finder, who goes by the name of BDR. Now, before I get into the match, I actually want to say that on my channel we have a ranking system, and this battle is categorized as a silver rank battle. I have bronze, silver, and gold on my channel, so that's the way I sort of organize the battles there, just to make it easier for people who want to see, okay, what's an epic match on the Etika World Network? Go to the silver section or the gold section. The bronze is still good, but you know, the silver and the gold is definitely a cut above. Either way, let's get into the team preview of when I battled BDR right now. Taking a look, excuse me, taking a look at that team preview. Oh, and the battle is on my phone, so that's why you guys are probably seeing me, you know, look to the phone over and over again. As you can see, team preview right there. But yeah, let me just get the focus in real good. Okay, but yeah, so in terms of the team preview, as you can see here, this guy's rolling with a pretty heavy rain team. Politoed in there. You know, it's always a problem dealing with Choice Specs Politoed because it hits things really, really hard. Even for especially defensive wall, with the rain, it sort of still deals a whole lot of damage. So anyways, he's got the Politoed in there with the Rotom. Might be choiced in some way. Either way, Rotom is a really good Pokemon. Then Tangrowth, who is a Pokemon I haven't really seen much of, but I know the way Tangrowth operates. It's one of the most physically defensive walls in the game. You know, it's a very, very threatening Pokemon, especially if your team mostly consists of physical walls. Next off, we have Bronzong, who most likely is going to be the special side of his walling team in a way. But then again, you look at the Gliscor and you see another physical tank right there. So, you know, this guy has a very defensive team in a sense. Rotom can do offense and defense somewhat well in a dual category, but I'm looking at this team as being mostly defense. Rotom has really great defenses, even though its HP sucks. And finally, Toxicroak. I'm guessing this is going to be the main offensive prowess on the team. But one thing that this team strikes me with is that it has no special attackers whatsoever, except for Tangrowth in a sense. But there's not much that Tangrowth really will be doing in the rain with offense. So, you know, well, because it doesn't really have water moves in it, you probably could use HP, Ice, or Fire, but Fire wouldn't make any sense. Either way, I'm rambling. Let's go on to my team, which is what you guys are probably wondering about. Escavalier is actually a max special defense, max HP set, who also runs with the Mega Horn, Iron Head. It's basically meant as a wall, an offensive wall in a sense, and I also put Toxic on it as well, just to be able to poison any walls that it might come in on. But it doesn't look like I'm going to be Toxicking much in this team, except for maybe the Tangrowth. Next off, we have my Nidoqueen, who is going to be a Bolt Beamer with Flamethrower and Thunderbolt. No, you already know Thunderbolt, obviously, because it's Bolt Beam, but Flamethrower and Earth Power as well. Now, also, the thing that I'm saying is that Rotom pretty much walls Nidoqueen totally, except for Thunderbolt. So in this game, I'm going to be using Thunderbolt a lot to try and see when his Rotom will come in. You guys will see the inclinations of this later on. Next off, we have my my Electros, who actually is one of my favorite Pokemon to mess with right now. My set is a little bit unorthodox. I actually have Coil, Drain Punch, Hidden Power Ice, and Thunder. I used to run Zap Cannon over Thunder just to get that extra paralysis chance, but the chance of it missing without a Coil boost is really nasty. But Coil basically would work with increasing Thunder's accuracy, but since there's going to be rain in the field, obviously I don't need the accuracy boost from the Coil. But the defense and the The defense and the attack is definitely useful for the Drain Punch. It's really good mixed set. Next off, we have my Gyarados, who is going to be a max special defense, max HP set. And Gyarados is a really great, especially defensive wall. A lot of you guys might doubt this, but Gyarados functions really well as a wall in general. That water typing is really great. And on top of everything else, it really helps me in rain teams like this because I can absorb a lot of water moves really easily. Next off, we have my Uxie, who is mostly defensive with max HP, a few specially defensive EVs, but mostly defensive. It's meant to go in there and Thunder Wave stuff. It also has Heal Bell, it also has Stealth Rocks, and then finally Fire Punch just to catch the random Ferrothorn off guard, but there's no Ferrothorns here, and besides, it's in the rain. Fire Punch is going to be doing jack shit. Finally, my Buffalon, who is one of my most wonderful Pokemon. I am so proud of my Buffalon in so many ways, simply because with that Sap Sipper, it's going to be going in there, absorbing moves that are grass-oriented, but because it does have Sap Sipper, I always estimate that it will be a little too easy seeing that coming, so that's usually my main flow of Buffalon. Anyways, you guys have seen the teams. You guys are probably wondering, what kind of fucking shit is this? You know, you're going against an OU team. In my honest opinion, tiers aren't as important as everyone is putting emphasis on. I think it's more the performance and the actual use of the Pokemon that matter. So for that case, we are going to go straight into the battle. And the battle is also on my phone as well, so I really do apologize if you guys want to look into my eyes, but I'm not giving you that vision that you want. But it doesn't really matter, I guess, when you're narrating a Pokemon battle. Either way, let's get into the battle right now. Okay, so starting the game off, BDR, once again, a great opponent, silver rank battle, let's get into it. He starts off with his Politoed, which is the usual thing people do with their rain teams. I start off with my Escavalier, fearing that he might just start off with his Politoed here. Now, the thing is, I'm not sure if he's Specs or not, but hey, I think I could probably take one hit in there. So, either way, as you guys are going to see, the Specs, actually, you know what, the Specs kind of did worry me a little bit, so that's why I go into my Gyarados here. I totally did not remember that. Anyways, the reason why I go into Gyarados is because I figured that I'd be able to take a Hydro Pump from that Politoed, but he goes into his Gliscor instead. This isn't a bad matchup for me, especially considering the rain, so I just go for the Waterfall there. Safe move. Safe, not over-predicting anything. And I actually hit the Tangrowth, but because of its really, really good defensive, the Waterfall is not going to do too much at all, especially after the rain. My Gyarados has no attacking EVs whatsoever, and I know that Tangrowth usually like going for Sleep Powder or Giga Drains, so I do the taunt to make sure that's not able to do the Sleep Powder at least, because I don't need anything going to sleep. Now, of course, some of you are thinking, you could have gone into Buffalon here, but I keep thinking that's way too obvious, but apparently this guy, he's constantly going for grass moves later on in the game. You'll see that he doesn't really preempt that I have Sap Sipper and Buffalon. Goes for the knockoff, gets my leftovers off, which actually hurts me a lot more than you think, because I don't really have a form of recovery outside of leftovers. I go for the Roar here, seeing as there's really nothing much I can do to this Tangrowth, and his Bronzong comes in. Now, I'm seeing this as a great opportunity to go into my Nidoqueen. Why? Simply because I could possibly hit him with the Earth Power if he is not Levitate, but here's one thing, I didn't notice that he had Levitate as an ability because I looked away from the screen. Now, I was predicting that he might go into Rotom here to absorb the Earth Power or something, so that's why I go for the Thunderbolts over and over again. But, as I told you guys, I did not see that he had Levitate when he switched in, so I thought that he was a heat-proof Bronzong, but that wouldn't really make sense in the rain, I guess. Okay, so there we go. That totally defied my logic there, but he goes into his Gliscor. Now, I go for the Thunderbolt once more, thinking that he is going to go into Rotom, because Rotom walls me totally. But I'm not really bothered by this too much, because my Nidoqueen has max defense, so it can take at least one Earthquake from the Gliscor before going for an Ice Beam and finishing him off. So that's why I didn't switch out there. A bulky Nidoqueen is very difficult to kill with a physical move. Either way, he goes into his Politoed now, and I know for a fact that I am threatened by this guy. Go into my Gyarados to be able to absorb the Hydro Pump, to be able to gauge what kind of damage this guy is doing with it. But after the Stealth Rocks, I'm not exactly going to be able to survive the Hydro Pump that well. He goes for it, and I'm saying, okay, is it Specs, is it Specs, is it Specs? Kind of difficult to tell, but I am not thinking that it's Specs, because if it was, I've seen my Gyarados take a Specs Hydro Pump from a Politoed before, and it did a lot of damage, so I'm guessing that he's most likely not Specs, but because I won't be able to take too many hits from the guy, and because I don't have recovery, I'm going to die to the Hydro Pump. But at this point, I see this as a great opportunity to go into Juicy, since I did slow him down with the Thunder Wave, and I'm obviously going to go for the Thunder move here, because it will be able to hit most of his team right. And if he goes into his Gliscor, he'll be getting hit with that Hidden Power Ice as well. The Thunder comes through, hits the Rotom right in the face. Now, Rotom, as I said, is defensively bulky in so many regards, so he's able to take that Thunder with no problem. But I'm saying, okay, this isn't really bothering me too much. I'll just go into my defensive Escavalier and absorb whatever this guy wants to do. Goes for the Volt Switch here, and judging by that damage of the Volt Switch, you guys are going to see most likely he is Scarfed. Now, I'm thinking, with my Escavalier, I most likely will be able to go for a move safely and hit something coming in on the switch, regardless of what it may be. Now, Toxicroak, I did not really see as much of a threat, but you guys are going to see he poses one immediately. I just go for the Iron Head here, thinking that it will do a lot of damage, not knowing that this guy actually has bulk up. When he goes for the bulk up, I actually get a little scared now because it's not like the Sword Dance Politoed where his defense doesn't go up. So that's actually going to prove to be a problem because he absorbs that Iron Head really well. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to make sure that this freaking Toxicroak gets threatened out because I don't know what his moves are. So I'm going to go into my defensive Uxie, absorb whatever he wants to do, right? No, he goes for the substitute. And you guys are going to see I get really paranoid behind this because I'm wondering, okay, he has substitute bulk up. What are his other two moves? Does he have Sucker Punch? Does he have Drain Punch? I'm getting worried here. Now, I was thinking at this point, he probably has Sucker Punch and Drain Punch. Let me go into my Nidoqueen because he'll have absolutely nothing. What the hell is that sound? Oh my gosh, it's the AC, man. They got a twig in there, the birds, man. Either way, you guys are going to see he actually has Ice Punch on him, which bothers me a lot because now I don't know if he has Drain Punch or Sucker Punch as his final move. So I'm thinking, damn, man, I'd have to give up my Nidoqueen at this point because me going in there with Nidoqueen thinking, okay, he has nothing for me. He has Drain Punch and Sucker Punch. He actually has Ice Punch. So what other punch does he have? Does he have Drain Punch or Sucker Punch? If he has Sucker Punch and Ice Punch, then this will be no problem. And because he goes to the bulk up here, I'm thinking, okay, he probably has Sucker Punch as his last move. So he's going to try to kill me with Ice Punch. I know I can live at least one Ice Punch after I go for dual Thunders. So the first Thunder actually is able to knock out his sub, thankfully. Well, then again, it would anyway, so no big deal there. But then you guys are going to see he actually does carry the Drain Punch. A +2 Drain Punch against my Juicy is going to bring it down to 12 HP, but thankfully I do survive that, because if he did kill me with that Drain Punch, it would have been very difficult taking out the rest of his team. But then again, he doesn't have the Sucker Punch, so I would have been able to kill him with a faster Pokemon. Either way, I'm able to hit him with that Thunder, slow him down, get the paralysis hacks on Juicy. You guys are going to see, if you check out my other videos on my channel, you'll see that my Electros gets an immense amount of hacks in so many battles. It's hilarious. It's become like a laughing matter on my channel now. So yeah, go check that out if you're interested. My Electros actually manages to pull off the kill on the damn Toxicroak like a boss, hitting those frogs up real good. Anyways, he goes into his Rotom here. I know my Electros can probably be used in a regard against another Pokemon on his team, so I go into my Uxie to be able to absorb a move. He goes for the Volt Switch, which is usually what Rotoms do, so you know what, I'm not really too bothered. I just figured that I would go for the Thunder Wave on this turn, hitting anything that wants to come in with the paralysis. And you know, if I hit something that doesn't really mind the paralysis, it doesn't really bother me too much. I'm just glad that Toxicroak is out of the way. I go for my Stealth Rocks on this turn, just trying to be able to get entry hazard damage on his team. That would always help, even though at this point it's kind of late game. He knocks off my leftovers, which once again sucks really bad because I have no form of recovery. But here's the plan here. Long term, I'm thinking that I will be able to take this Tangrowth out. But this all boils back to my my Buffalon, because you guys are saying you could just switch Buffalon in and absorb a grass move, right? But the thing is that I kept thinking that was too obvious, so I was kind of worried that he would go back into his Rotom again. That's why I was kind of hoping that he would hurry up and kill my goddamn Uxie so I can switch into my Buffalon and be able to hit this guy up with maybe Mega Horn or something like that. But I get kind of hinted on to the fact that this guy is not really switching up his grass moves. So as I said, going to my Soglo, who's going to be able to absorb that Sleep Powder with no problem. I was thinking it was too obvious coming in with the Sap Sipper, but apparently this guy doesn't know Soglo has Sap Sipper. Now, I don't know if he knew that I absorbed the Sleep Powder again, but you guys are going to see after this turn that he actually goes for a Giga Drain once more. I go for the Head Charge here. I could have gone for the Mega Horn, but I predicted that he most likely might just go into his Gliscor. Wait, no, not his Gliscor. His Gliscor is dead. Or his his Rotom. Either way, the Head Charge probably would do more damage when you take into no, because I don't have Mega Horn on this set anymore. I forgot. I have Wild Charge in this set now. I forgot, guys. Totally sorry about that. That's why I go for the Head Charges over and over again. But you guys saw that I did get that Giga Drain boost, and now I have Sap Sipper at +2. One thing that you have to say is that Tangrowth is one bulky beast. He survived an Adamant Max Attack fucking Buffalon's Head Charge at +2 attack, man, thanks to the Sap Sipper. That's crazy. He goes into his Bronzong now, and just for lul's sake, I go for the Head Charge once more just to see how much damage I would do with a resisted hit at +2 Head Charge, 120 base on a Adamant Max Attack Soglo. So I call my Pokemon by their nicknames so much to the point where I actually think their nicknames are the real names. I'm able to take out the Bronzong though. So, you know, I'm feeling great at this point. You know, Bronzong's down. I got a +2 attacking Buffalon on my side of the field. I'm feeling really good. Soglow's in there just ready to put work in on his team. His Rotom does come back in, though. The thing is that Soglow does have really good defenses, as Buffalon is both 90 on both sides. I think I should be able to take this, and I actually do. Live with 18 HP, go for that head charge once more, even though I do die at the same time. This Rotom is totally sent to hell. There's no way that this guy would survive in that. Maybe at max HP he might have, but if he doesn't have any like HP investment, then he probably wouldn't have. Either way, he goes into his time growth here. I go into my Electros, and it's a good thing I saved my Electros, because now this means that I have a super strong hidden power ice with max special attack investment ready to launch against this guy, hit the time growth right in his face, and this thing is going to get totally obliterated by that. So it is a good thing I held on to Juicy, although at that range of HP, anything would have killed it, I guess. Now, I think that his final Pokemon is his Politoed here, and of course this is not going to be a problem for Juicy whatsoever. Thanks to the early paralysis put on this guy by my Gyarados, his Politoed is going to get totally decimated by the Thunder. It's going to just wreck his shit, just Politoed. And this guy's going to get taken out, and that, my friends, will be a damn good game on a 3-0 victory. It was a great game. There were so many points where I felt threatened by his Pokemon, including when the Toxicroak was in there with a +2 on the bulk up. Very threatening situation there. Luckily, Juicy did pull through for me in that regard. I don't know what I would have done if I didn't get that Power Hack on the Politoed, but then again, on the Toxicroak, they're both frogs, so it kind of confuses me a little bit. But then again, at the same time, with that low amount of HP that the Toxicroak was left at by the time I had hit him with that Thunder with Juicy, if I didn't get the paralysis hacks, who knows? I mean, you can't really say for sure. I mean, Toxicroak isn't really that fast, so whatever the case may be, guys. I want to thank you at the Global Trainer Syndicate for tuning into this Pokemon battle. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can definitely come over to my channel. I do a lot of stuff on my channel, so if you guys are interested, come and take a look at the Etika World Network. We do a lot of stuff, and it's not just Pokemon, although Pokemon is one of the main things that we do. We also cover X and Y news, and remember, all this is brought to you in the same format you're seeing right now. 100% HD video, cinematic, everything is top notch on my channel. So if you're interested, come and take a look. And if you're not, fuck you. I'll talk to you guys later on. No, don't not fuck you if you're not interested. Some people just don't like PIP. It's okay, I understand. But fuck you anyways. I'm Etika. Take care of yourself. And of course, as usual, please have yourself a goddamn good one. Global Trainer Syndicate, take care.